Hare Krishna. My humble obeisances to all the devotees of Australia who have assembled on this call today. Today I was asked to speak on the prayers of Bhishma. In the last, I think last to last month, in May, we had a 3-day or 3-week series on the prayers of Queen Kunti. So now we'll have some 3-week series on prayers of Bhishma. So apart from prayers of Bhishma, I will also cover a few teachings and realizations of Bhishma, which he speaks just before his prayers. So the context of Bhishma's prayers in the first canto of Bhagavatham is like this. So at the end of each chapter, immediately after Kunti Maharani offered her prayers to Krishna, Krishna was about to leave Hastinapur and enter Dwaraka. Then suddenly Yudhishthira Maharaj comes to him and he becomes very overwhelmed with emotions, with guilt, with a lot of remorse and regret. Why? Because he was thinking that because of me, just to make me the king of Hastinapur, hundreds and thousands of people had to give up their lives, had to completely die. And what would have happened to their families? What would have happened to their children and other members of their families? So he was feeling so morose, and he was also feeling that I am so sinful. Because I have become the cause of the death of hundreds and thousands of people on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, I cannot wash away my sinful reactions even by performing so many sacrifices. I was feeling so guilty. Okay. Then Krishna explained to him, no, whatever has happened to establish dharma. And Dhaumya, the guru, Brahmana of all the Pandavas, he was also trying to console and pacify and counsel and mentor Yudhishthira Maharaj. But even he could not do so. Vyasadeva tried his best. Even he also failed. Krishna failed, what to speak of other sages. So then Krishna thought it wise to take Yudhishthira Maharaj along with the Pandavas to Bhishma, who was lying on the battlefield of Kurukshetra on this bed of arrows. Okay. So when Suta Goswami was describing this whole episode, he described Krishna as Adbhuta Karmana. Adbhuta Karmana means one who performs wonderful deeds. You know why he said so? Because Krishna did something great and unimaginable and inconceivable and wonderful. Now, what did he do? What is so great? One thing is he saved Parikshit Maharaj by entering the womb of Uttara, that's fine. Not in that context. In the context of Yudhishthira Maharaj, Krishna could not convince Yudhishthira Maharaj. When Yudhishthira Maharaj was confused and bewildered and feeling so guilty about what he has done, Krishna could not even pacify and counsel him. Krishna, the speaker of Bhagavad Gita, could counsel Arjuna, but Krishna could not counsel Yudhishthira Maharaj. And Krishna is being described as Adbhuta Karmana. Okay, very sweet word. Can anyone guess why Suta Goswami described Krishna as Adbhuta Karmana? There are very young intellectuals here. Hari, Gaurangi, Anusha, Jivangshi, that I know. Who is this Suresham? Who? What? I don't know this boy's name. Known face, but anyways, anyone would like to try to give an answer? What is the wonderful deed that Krishna has done? And he could not counsel Yudhishthira Maharaj. What was the wonderful deed? Yes, Anshul Prabhu. Kids did not raise. Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhu, is it that he's Lord, so he can do very easily convince, but he wants to glorify his devotee Bhishma, and that is a wonderful deed because he's so merciful. He's Bhaktavatsalat.
Yes. Krishna could not convince Yudhishthira Maharaj, and by Krishna's blessings, Bhishma will be able to convince Yudhishthira Maharaj. He will be able to counsel him, mentor him, give him good intelligence. By the way, to give a counseling session or mentoring session to Yudhishthira Maharaj is not a small thing. Yudhishthira Maharaj is Dharmaraj himself, right? He is a perfect knower of Dharma. He would never get into any confusions or bewilderments. So to counsel him is not a small thing, okay? But he did it. Bhishma could do it. So Krishna wanted to establish to the whole world, universe, for all time to come, that although Bhishma is a most misunderstood personality in Mahabharata, still Bhishma is a Mahajan, is a pure devotee of Krishna. So Krishna gave less credit to himself, Krishna gave more credit to Bhishma. So Krishna is described as Adbhuta Karmana because he gives more credit to his devotees than he takes for himself. He will make his devotees more popular and famous than he becomes. So when Krishna killed, very powerful mystic demons like Putana, Bakasur, Aghasur, Vatsasur, Vyomasur, Arishtasur, and many such demons, Krishna gave the opportunity to kill more popular demons to Duryodhan, to Bhima and Arjuna on Kurukshetra battlefield. So he killed more powerful demons, but he allowed his devotees to kill more popular demons. Before coming to ISKCON, how many of us knew about Arishtasur, Aghasur, Keshi, all that? But we knew Duryodhan, Dushyasan, Karna, Sakuni, right? Of course, some children who are born in Krishna consciousness, they know Aghasur, Vatsasur more than Duryodhan, Bhishma, probably. But point is, Krishna gives more credit to his devotees than he takes for himself. We see this even in Ramayana. When Hanumanji had to cross this Lanka ocean, he just jumped. But when Ram had to cross the Lanka ocean, he had to make a big bridge with stones, isn't it? So Ram gave more credit to Hanuman than he took for himself. And when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, he spread the holy name of Krishna within certain sections in India. Right? He went for a South India tour. He was preaching in Bengal, Orissa and all. But he gave credit to Prabhupada. Okay, you go to different countries and then spread the glories of holy name. Okay. So, and Mahaprabhu wrote only 8 shlokas of Sikshashtakam. But he empowered his devotees Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami to write so many books like Upadesha Amrit, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Brihad Bhagavatamrit, many other such books, right? So the Lord becomes happy. Just like parents become happy when their children grow very intelligently and responsibly and in various ways. Similarly, Krishna also becomes happy when the devotees get more credit. That's why Krishna is called Saundarya. Krishna is called Sarva Saundarya Sangraham. He's a collection of all beauties. Means his body is definitely beautiful, but his heart is also very beautiful. Okay. So anyways, when Yudhishthira Maharaj was overwhelmed with sorrow and guilt, Krishna brought Yudhishthira Maharaj along with his brothers, all the Pandavas, to Bhishma. At that time, Bhishma was on the bed of arrows, right? So Bhishma fought on the side of Duryodhan, and he was defeated by Arjuna, and he fell with his body, every inch of his body being pierced by Arjuna's arrows. He fell on the ground. Okay. So why did Bhishma fight on the side of Duryodhan? Anyone here? Why he has to fight on the side of Duryodhan? Yes, Gauranga, you know, Anshul Gupta Prabhu. Let's have children. Yes, Aradhya.
Fulfill Krishna's desire.
Who said this?
Aviraj.
Aviraj. Thank you for that answer, Aviraj. Yes, someone, Aradhya, you raised your hand.
Because Bhishma wanted to first thing is that Bhishma wanted to see the Lord in a warrior form. Also because he wanted to because he was he was protecting Hastinapur, I think.
He
And
was, sorry, I didn't
like
get it. What's the second point?
because he was protecting Hastinapur.
Okay. Your first point is taken. Okay. So Bhishma was in Virya Rasa. He wanted to fight with Krishna because some devotees would like to please Krishna even through fighting. Good. Thank you. Hari. That's the reason.
He fought on Duryodhana's side because he made a promise with Duryodhana saying he will fight on Duryodhana's side and see Krishna fight as a warrior.
Okay, fine. So I'll give you the final reason. Okay. So Krishna wanted to establish an important principle in this world. What is that? However powerful you may be, however influential you may be, however glorious and experienced and expert you may be in military science, if you take this side of adharma, you will be defeated. So Krishna wanted to give this lesson to all of us, and Krishna made Bhishma play that role. So let Bhishma, will you play this role, important role in this movie or in this drama? We are giving you a role where you have to be defeated by taking the side of adharma. At heart, Bhishma was always on the side of Krishna and Pandavas. But physically, he was fighting on the side of Duryodhan, just so that he can assist Krishna in establishing this important principle. So all your skills and talents and experience and expertise and greatness, all that will not save you when you take the side of adharma. Fine? That's the message. And Bhishma is just assisting Krishna in giving this message. Clear? So next. So Bhishma was lying on the battlefield. Then all the great Pandavas and Krishna came to Bhishma to see him. And at that moment, without any invitation, without any poster circulating on the WhatsApp groups or Instagram updates, so many sages came, so many universal celebrities came. Brahmarshi, Rajarshi, Devarshi, Sanghaihi. All great Brahmarshis, Rajarshis, Devarshis like Vishwamitra, Narada Muni, Vyasadev, Dhaumya, then Parashuram, and many such great personalities, even Sukadeva Goswami, all of them assembled at that place on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. It's a battlefield, but what are the sages doing there? All these sages came to hear from Bhishma. So now Bhishma, he saw Krishna, he saw all these sages, he saw Pandavas, and he had to invite them. He has to welcome them. He has to respect them because Bhishma is like a host and all these people are like guests. So Bhagavatham also describes the principle of guest reception here. Whatever may be the circumstances, you should always be very courteous and respectful towards your guests. So when a guest comes to your home, you should offer him seat, you should offer food, water. If you can't do any of those things, at least offer him some sweet words. So Bhishma was not in a position to get up and offer seats to all the guests who came there. He could not even move from where he was lying, even for 1 inch also. So Bhishma welcomed all of them with his sweet words. He spoke some sweet words and he welcomed all these great sages. And of course, Krishna and Pandavas. Then he began to speak. Okay, he started speaking to Yudhishthira Maharaj. The first thing that he said was, someone can recite the shloka? Yes, Hari. Aho kashtamaho nyayam.
Aho kashtamaho nyayam.
Yadyo yam dharma nandana.
Yadyuyam dharmanandana.
Jivitam narhatha klishtam.
Jivitam narhatha klishtam.
Vipradharmachyuta ashrayah.
Vipradharmachyuta ashrayah.
Thank you. Aho kashtam. Kashtam means difficulties. Aho anyayam. Anyayam means injustices. My dear Pandavas, you experienced so many injustices and difficulties in life. Yadyu yam dharma nandana. Although you are all followers of dharmas, and on top of it, Yudhishthira Maharaj is personally the son of Yama Dharmaraj, Dharma Nandana. Still they underwent so many reversals and difficulties and injustices. Jivitam narhata klishtam. In the midst of such customs and anyayams, difficulties and injustices, it's very difficult to live, difficult to survive. Jivitam narhata klishtam. It's very difficult to survive because their house was set on fire. They were given poison, and they were also exiled. Their property and wealth was taken away. Their wife was insulted. They were sent to the forests. So many such injustices happened, and it's very difficult to survive amidst all those difficulties. They were attacked with deadly weapons, but still they survived. You know why? Vipra dharma achyuta ashraya. Vipra literally means Brahmanas, but in our case it is Vaishnavas, devotees. Dharma basically means righteousness, but in our case it is basically bhakti, devotional service. Achyuta is Krishna. So, although you face so many difficulties and injustices, you can still survive in this world provided you take shelter of devotees, bhakti and Krishna. Vaishnavas, bhakti and Krishna. So take shelter of the association of devotees, okay? And take shelter of the process of bhakti yoga, doing Sravanam Kirtanam, and take shelter of Krishna. So that will save you from all reversals and injustices. Is it clear? The message of this first shloka is clear? Okay, who will repeat this? Yuvangshi, you will repeat? You're nodding head, so you should repeat. What is the message that this shloka is giving us?
Prabhuji, even if you have difficulties and injustice in your life, you should take shelter of, you should take association of Vaishnavas. You should follow the process of bhakti, and you should take shelter of Krishna.
Excellent. So that's the essence of what Bhishma spoke. Then Bhishma continued to speak in the next shloka. He said that, my dear Pandavas, because you underwent so many difficulties, even Kunti also had to suffer because of you. Because when sons are suffering, mother also will suffer, right? Mother also will feel very unhappy and uncomfortable, right? So she also had to take care of you people, because she lost her husband at a very young age, and she had her 3 sons, and she also had the 2 sons of her co-wife Madri, but she always felt that I have 5 sons, right? So even if in any class or satsang program you ask, how many sons does Kunti have? People will immediately say 5. Nobody will say 3, right? They will say 5, right? The first number that comes to their mind is 5, because Kunti Maharani never felt Nakul and Sahadev are not her sons. She always protected them. So she had to protect her 5 sons from this Duryodhan, Dushasan, Karna, Shakuni, who are always being supported by Dhritarashtra. They were always trying to eliminate Pandavas, kill Pandavas. Okay. So she also suffered. Then in the next shloka, she says, yes, Ronit, you can recite. Sarvam kalakritam manye.
Sarvam kalakritam manye.
Bhavatam cha yadapriyam.
Bhavatam cha yadapriyam.
Sapalo yadvashe loko.
Sapala yadvashe loko.
Vayo rivaghana valihi.
Vayo rivaghana vali.
Now Bhishma says, what could be the reason for all these reversals, all these difficulties, all these injustices? Sarvam kalakritam manye. I consider that the reason for all these difficulties is kala, time factor. Kalakritam means it is done by time. Manye means I consider like that. It's my opinion. Sarvam kalakritam manye. All these injustices happened in your life because of the time factor. Bhavatam cha yad apriyam. Priyam means that which is very dear. Apriyam means that which is very difficult and not so dear. So all these bad things happened in your life, Bhavatam means all of you, because of time. So time is the cause. And he gives an example. Sapalo yadvashe loko vayo riva ghanavalihi. Vayu means wind. Ghanavali means groups of clouds. Ghana means cloud. Krishna is also called Ghanashyama. You know why? Because he has the complexion of a cloud. Therefore, he is called Ghanashyama. So Ghanavali means groups of clouds. Avali means group, Ghana means cloud. So groups of clouds. Vayor iva Ghanavali means just like there are some clouds in the sky. Now there is wind blowing. Okay. So because of the wind's movement, the clouds has to also move. Cloud has to go like this. Cloud cannot just choose. I will be only in Australia or Melbourne or Brisbane. So the wind is moving. The cloud has to go from Melbourne to Canberra or somewhere else also, right? So cloud has no independence. Cloud has to move as per the movements of the wind. Similarly, Sapalo yadvashe loko, all the lokas means all the planets and Sapala, their rulers, all of them are under the control of time. Pala means one who maintains, one who rules, that is rulers. Loka means planets. All the planets and all their rulers are under the control of time, Kala. Yadvashe means they are under the control, right? So just as wind controls clouds, movements, similarly time controls everybody. Therefore, I consider that the reason for your difficulties is time. Okay, clear? So who will tell me the meaning of this shloka? So now there is a test going on because we are not conducting any assessments for this course, right? I am doing online assessment. So who will explain the meaning of this shloka now? Gaurangi, did you raise your hand?
Yes, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, does it mean that the time is controlling everyone and misfortune, their misfortune happened because of time?
Yes.
And then he gave an example of the wind and clouds.
Exactly. All misfortunes happen in the lives of people because of time. Okay. Because of time, many things are happening. People will become old. Although people may not like to have white hairs, they only want black hairs. Still, the hairs may fall, the hairs may become gray and then white. Okay. People may become old. Although people may want soft skin, there may be wrinkles on the skin. Right. People don't want to leave their bodies, but still people will die. Right. So time causes everything, okay, deterioration of everything. You just keep an apple here or a flower here. You come tomorrow and see the flower will fade. You come after 3 days and see, hey, flower disappeared. Okay, or it become brown powder. You have to clean, do the cleaning part. When it is fresh, you can just smell it. When it's not fresh, you have to clean it. You have to put it in the dustbin, right? So that's how time is causing deterioration of everything. Now my question is, although Bhishma Dev said that time is the cause of everything, time is the cause of all these misfortunes and difficulties in your life, how can time affect Pandavas? Pandavas are devotees, right? Pandavas are devotees. Can time affect devotees? Then why Bhishma is saying like this? Time cannot affect devotees. So will devotees not become old? Will devotees not become die? They will not get white hair. They will not get COVID virus, right? So they will not get any difficulties in life. So why time cannot affect devotees? There is a shloka also. I'm not just speaking like that. There is a shloka in the second canto of Bhagavatham that says, Ayur harati vaipumsam udyannastam chayannasau tasyarte yat kshano nita uttama shloka vartaya. One who is constantly hearing Harikatha, hearing about Krishna from Bhagavatam, from Bhagavad Gita, such a person, the rising and setting of the sun will not reduce his lifespan. Generally, when sun rises and sun sets, what will happen? One day in the lifetime of a normal person is cut down. They are one day closer to death with every rising and setting of sun. But in the case of a devotee, they don't. It doesn't happen. Their lifespan is not getting reduced. So something else is happening. Yes, Ronit, you wanted to say something? Why time doesn't affect devotees?
My answer was that they will get old, but they won't be worried about it because
No, they will be worried about it.
they will go back to Krishna.
Yes, very good. Very good answer. Basically, with every day passing, a materialistic person is coming one day closer to death. But with every day passing, a devotee is coming closer to Krishna. Because after leaving the body, where will they go? After leaving this world, where will they go? They will go to the spiritual world. They will go to Krishna Loka. Okay. So therefore, although Bhishma said that time is the cause of all these reversals, but Bhishma did not exactly mean it, because he corrects it in the next sloka. You know, what does he say? Yatra dharma, someone can recite. Who will recite? Tanvik, you can recite. Yatra dharma suto raja,
Yatra dharma suto raja,
gada panir vrkodaraha,
gada panir vikodara,
krishnostrigandivam chapam,
Krishnosri Gandhivam chapam,
suhrit krishnastato vipat.
Suhrit Krishnastato vipad.
After saying that time is the cause of all reversals, Bhishma is saying something more. You know what is that? Yatra Dharma Suto Raja, the place where Dharma Sutta. Who is Dharma Sutta? Yudhishthira Maharaj. So Yudhishthira Maharaj is there. Gada Panir Vrukodaraha. Who is Gada Pani? One who holds Gada in his hand. That is Bhima. So Bhima is there. He is also called Vrukodaraha because he eats voraciously. He eats so much, but he also works so much. Okay, and he eats so much. He can eat the food of 10 people, and he has the strength of 10,000 elephants in one hand. Anyone has here? As Ronit, you have? Hari, you have the strength of 10,000 elephants in one hand. You keep 10,000 elephants in one row. Bhishma would punch the first one, and the 10,000th elephant will fall down. So you can imagine what must have happened to the first elephant. Right? It would have to become chutney. Right? So Bhishma is saying that the place where Yudhishthira is there, Bhima is there, and on top of it, Krishnostri Gandivam Chapam. Krishna here refers to Arjuna. Arjuna has another name, Krishna. And Draupadi has another name, Krishna. Sometimes Arjuna is called Krishna, sometimes Draupadi is also called Krishna. So Arjuna is here with Gandiva in his bow. So the expert bowman, Arjuna, is here. The expert club fighter, Bhima, is here. And expert knower of Dharma, Yudhishthira Maharaj, is here. So these three are extremely powerful personalities, spiritually, religiously, virtuously, and physically. In all ways, Pandavas are completely equipped with all strength, isn't it? And on top of it, Suhrit Krishna. Krishna is their direct well-wisher. Krishna is their direct friend. Okay. Darshan Sparsha Samlapa Shayanasana Bhojanaihi. All these great Pandavas were seeing Krishna, touching Krishna, eating with Krishna, walking with Krishna, conversing with Krishna, sleeping with Krishna. They are doing so many things with Krishna. So have you ever had conversation with Krishna? Did you eat with Krishna? Did you sleep with Krishna? Did you play with Krishna? But Pandavas are doing all that. All 6 loving exchanges they're having directly with Krishna. So to that degree, they are so related to Krishna, but still, tato vipat, they underwent so many difficulties. Right? They underwent hundreds of difficulties. So please understand, just because you become devotees of Krishna, that does not mean you will escape all difficulties. Difficulties will continue to exist even if you are a devotee. Okay? But what is the difference between a materialistic person and a devotee? Devotee will not get affected by the difficulties. Devotees will not get overwhelmed by the difficulties. But ordinary people will get overwhelmed. Because devotees think that everything is God sent for my purification. I must have done some misdeeds in the past. Therefore, I am encountering these difficulties. So let me accept the difficulties for my purification and let me continue my devotional service and Krishna will bless me. Right? So that's the mood in which devotees see difficulties. So basically, devotees will be able to see Krishna's hand behind all circumstances. And Pandavas are examples of devotees who underwent a lot of difficulties. So although Yudhishthira is very glorious in understanding Dharma, Bhima and Arjuna are expert in military arts, and Krishna is their direct well-wishers, Vipat, they underwent a lot of difficulties, okay, reversals. So why is this happening? So is it happening because of time? So the last sloka says it is because of time, but because they are devotees, it's not the time that is affecting them. Definitely, it is not the karma that is affecting them. So generally, karma affects people, but Pandavas do not have any karma, so karma is also cancelled. But what is affecting them? Plan of Krishna. Krishna has planned all these things in their lives. So let us recite this shloka. Who did not recite? Anusha, recite. Nahi yasya karhi chitrajan
न यस्य कर्हि चित्राजन्
puman veda vidhitsitam
पुमान् वेद विदित्सितम्
yadvijignasaya yukta
यद्विजिज्ञासया युक्ता
muhyanti kavayopihi.
मुह्यन्ति कवयोपिः.
So before I discuss this shloka, I want someone to tell me what the 15th shloka teaches us. Okay, we will say, should I choose or you will raise hand? Anusha is raising hand. Yes, Anusha.
In this verse, it's saying that even though there was Yudhishthir Maharaj, Bhima and Arjuna, and also Krishna, still the Pandavas underwent difficulties because time or karma doesn't affect them. It's all the plan of the Lord.
It's all plan of the Lord. So let us see about the plan of the Lord in the next shloka. Nahi yasya karhichit rajan puman veda vidhisam. O Raja, Yudhishthir Maharaja. Till now Yudhishthir was not Maharaj. He was a Vanvasi. He was traveling in forests. Right? But now he became Maharaj. Oh Yudhishthir Maharaj. So nahi yasya karhichit rajan puman veda vidhisam. To understand Krishna's plan is extremely difficult. You cannot understand Krishna's plan. Please understand, all the difficulties that you faced in your life are a part of Krishna's plan. Now you became Raja, you became king. That is also Krishna's plan. Just before becoming king, you had to fight in a big war where hundreds and thousands of people died. That is also Krishna's plan. Why Krishna is doing all this? Why he is putting difficult? Krishna is putting devotees into difficulties. Why is he engaging devotees in war? Why is he making devotees the kings, although they are not interested? Arjuna was not interested to fight or win a kingdom. But Krishna said, Krishna pushed him. Yeah, you have to fight. He said that. Get up and fight. Okay. Kshudram hridaya dorbulyam tyakpotishta parantapa. Uttishta. Get up, get up. And he also said, Nimitta matram bhava sabyasachi. I have made a plan. You become an instrument in my plan. Okay. So it's all Krishna's plan. So you just act as instruments in Krishna's plan. For example, I take my pen and then do a signature, right? Who is doing the signature? Me or the pen? Right? I'm not doing with my hand or finger, right? I'm doing with my pen. So pen is doing signature, right? No, it's me. People say, I have signed it. People don't say, pen has signed it. So and so pen. What is this name? Hauser, Germany. It's a Germany made pen. Okay. So nobody will give credit to this company or this pen. Okay. So a blue color pen in blue ink has signed it. So not like that. The person has signed it, right? Similarly, all the Pandavas, when they were they're ruling, it is Krishna who is the doer. So please understand, everything is happening according to Krishna's plan. Yad vijignasaya yukta muhyanti kavayopihi. Even great kavis and great philosophers and poets also fail to understand Krishna's plan. Muhyanti, they become bewildered and confused in trying to understand Krishna's plan. So no one can know Krishna's plan. Even great devatas cannot understand. Even great sages cannot understand. You know what is that shloka from the Bhagavad Gita that says that even devatas and sages cannot understand me? You want a clue? It comes in the 10th chapter. Even devatas and sages also cannot understand Krishna's plan. Okay, who will say? Vallabh, you will say? Your screen is blinking. It starts with na. You want the second word also? Me. Nami.
What, Prabhuji?
Nothing, Prabhu. Yes, Hari.
Name vidusaragana prabhavam namahashaya ammadhireva namahashinam cha sarvasha.
Excellent. That's a reference. Name vidhu suraganaha prabhavam namaharshayah. Even great suraganas and maharshis cannot understand me. Okay. So no one can understand Krishna's plan. So therefore, he is concluding at the end. Okay, who will tell me the meaning of 16th shloka? Avyukti, you will say? You're raising hand. 16th shloka. Aviraj, you will say?
Yes.
Sorry, you can speak. Unmute yourself.
no one, number 16, no one can know the plan of Krishna.
Oh, thank you. No one can know the plan of Krishna. So basically, Yudhishthira Maharaj was getting bewildered that how come so many people died and I am the cause of the death of so many people and I am made to sit on the throne. He was feeling very awkward and embarrassed. Okay. He said, don't worry, it's all Krishna's plan. You just do your duty. So final shloka. Tasmadidam daivatantram. Who will recite? Avyukt. Tasmadidam daivatantram.
Tasmadidam devatantram
Vyavasya bharatarshava.
vyavasya bharatashabha
Tasyanu natha.
tasyanu vihito natha
Natha pahi praja prabho.
natapani praja prabho.
Tasmadidam daivatantram. Everything is daivatantra, Krishna's plan. So, Vyavasya Bharatarshabha. Please understand this, oh best of all members of the Bharata dynasty, Yudhishthira Maharaj. Tasyana Vihito Natha. Please follow the recommendation or the plan or the instruction of that Lord. And Natha Pahi Praja Prabho. Please rule your citizens. So, it is Krishna's plan that you sit on the throne and rule the citizens. Okay. So Krishna wants devotees to sit on the thrones and rule the citizens. Krishna doesn't want people like Duryodhana or Hiranyakashipu to rule the kingdoms. Right. So the Lord appeared in the form of Narasimhadev and killed Hiranyaksha and made Prahlad the king. And the Lord arranged for Duryodhana's death. Hiranyakashipu, not Hiranyaksha. The Lord made plan for the death of Duryodhan and made Yudhishthira Maharaj the king. And Ram killed Ravana and made Vibhishan the king. So the Lord wants his devotees to rule the kingdoms, not materialistic people. Although materialistic people and demoniac people may rule the kingdoms for some time, but the Lord will not allow them to rule forever. So sooner or later, the Lord will establish devotees to rule, so that when devotees rule, they establish righteousness and virtues and ultimately devotional service in the kingdom, right? So please accept Lord's plan and follow it. All this is within the plans of the Lord. So Prabhupada writes in the purport that devotee's duty, there are some important points from the purport, you can go through at your leisure. So devotee's duty is to ungrudgingly accept all tribulations from the Lord as benedictions. Okay. So this completes our Yudhishthira Maharaj, Bhishma's consoling of Yudhishthira Maharaj. Then Bhishma turns his attention towards Krishna and he says this, 18th sloka. This is about Krishna. After saying that everything is Krishna's plan, he is speaking about Krishna. Yes, Aradhya. Esha vai Bhagavan Sakshat.
Esha vai Bhagavan Sakshat.
Adyo Narayana Puman.
Adyo Narayana Puman.
Mohayan Mayaya Lokam.
Mohayan Maya Lokam.
Gudhas Charati Vrishnishu.
Gudhas Charati Vrishnishu.
Esha vai Bhagavan Sakshat. My dear Yudhishthira, please understand. He is Bhagavan, Sakshat Bhagavan. He is directly the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Adyo Narayana Puman. He is the Adi. He is the origin of Narayana. All Narayanas are coming from him. So, the Lord is the origin. Krishna is the origin of all Purushas. Right? Adyo Narayana Puman means our Bhishma is pointing out Krishna who is standing there. Many people have questions. Krishna is first or Vishnu is first. But here it's very clear. Here Bhishma, a Mahajan, a pure devotee, is pointing out to Krishna and saying, this Krishna is the Adi of Narayana, is the origin of Narayana. Adyo Narayana Puman. He is the origin of so many categories of avatars. One category is called Purushavataras. Who are the Purushavataras? Karanodakasaya Vishnu, Garbhodakasaya Vishnu, and Kshirodakasaya Vishnu. All three Purushavataras came from Krishna. And There is Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva. Their Gunavataras, they also came from Krishna. There are so many Leela avatars like Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, Vamana, Narasimha. They also came from Krishna. There are so many Shaktyavish avatars, empowered incarnations like Parashuram and all that. So they also came from Krishna. So like that, there are unlimited incarnations, Yuga avatars and all. They all come from Krishna. He is the Adi of Narayana. He is the origin of Lord Narayana also. Mohayan Mayaya Lokam, but he is wandering in as a human being in this material world, and Mohayan Mayaya, he is bewildering. His movements in this world bewilder and confuse common people. They think that, oh, he's an ordinary boy, ordinary human being. Godhas Charati Vrishnishu, he's secretly moving amongst the Vrishnis, and he's bewildering common people. Right? He is not wanting to bewilder anyone. But point is that he is what to say, his divinity cannot be understood by common people. He himself says that in the 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. What is that shloka? 9.11. Avajananti mam mudha. Anyone knows this shloka? Yes.
Avajananti mamudha manushantanamashritam param bhavam ajananto mama bhuta maheshwaram.
So when Krishna appears as a human being, people take him ordinary, very cheap, right? So, but who knows his glories? Only great Mahajans know his glories. So Krishna, Shri Bhishma is saying that there are so many Mahajans like Shiva, Narada, Kapila. They confidentially know the glories of the Lord, and other people don't know. Okay, so there is bewilderment regarding Krishna due to his various pastimes. He may steal the garments of gopis, or he may steal butter from others' houses. Seeing that, people may consider him ordinary, and they ignore his superhuman activities like lifting Govardhan mountain and subduing Kaliya and all. So that is their misfortune. But Mahajans are pure devotees who follow the footsteps of Mahajans. They understand Krishna's glories. That's what he says in the 19th and 20th slokas. Okay. So next, the Lord, Bhishma further describes the qualities of the Lord. Who will recite? One who has not recited so far. Same. Yes, Hari, back to you. Sarvatmanah samadrisho.
Sarvatmana samadrisho.
Yadvayasyanaham kritehe.
Yad advayasya naham krite.
Tatkritam mati vaishamyam.
Tatkritam mati vaishamyam.
Niravadyasya nakvachit.
Niravadyasya nakvachit.
Sarvatmanaha. Krishna is the soul of all souls. He is the super soul. He is the Atma. He is the Atmanam Akhilatmanam. He is the Paramatma of all living beings. Second, Samadrisho. Samadrisha means he is equal to all. Advayasya. Advaya. Dvaya means dual. Two things. Right? Advaya means one who does not have a second. Means there is no one who is as good as Krishna. There is no one equal to Krishna. There is no one who is a replica of Krishna. So, Advayasya means Krishna is one and only Lord. You can't find a person who is as qualified or as beautiful or as powerful or as knowledgeable as Krishna. He is one and only Krishna. You can't find two Krishnas, right? Although there are two Krishnas. Who are the two Krishnas? Vrindavan Krishna and Mathura Krishna. Mathura and Dwarka Krishna. One is in Aishwarya Bhava, one is in Madhurya or whatever, Kevala Bhava. So there's a difference, but still, Krishna is one, right? He manifests in multiple forms. He's Advaya. Then, Anahankrite, there is no Ahankara in Krishna. There is absolutely no false ego like the common living beings, right? So first, Sarvatmana, he is the super soul of all living beings. Second, Samadrisho, means he has equal vision. He has equanimity. Third, Advayasya, there is no one who is like him. Fourth is Anahankrite, he has no false ego. Tat kritam mati vaishamyam niravadyasya nakvachit. So you should not, out of ignorance, you should not consider him ordinary, right? So tat kritam mati vaishamyam means everything is done by him, but common people may see vaishamya. They see the Lord in a different style, different way. Okay. So, but the Lord is detached. Niravadya, fifth quality is the Lord is detached from all those opinions, right? So, like that, Krishna has so many faultless qualities. He's the Supreme Lord, He's the Almighty, He's divine. But, just one second. Although Krishna is so great and divine in all these ways, still, he is very inclined towards his devotees, right? So recite this, Gaurangi, you can recite. Tathapi ekanta bhakteshu.
तथापि एकानन भक्तेषु
Tathapi ekanta bhakteshu.
तथापि एकान्तभक्तेषु
Pashya bhupanukampitam.
पश्य भूपानुकम्पितं
Yanme sumstyajatah sakshad.
यन्मे त्यजत साक्षात्
Krishno darshanamagataha.
कृष्णो दर्शनम् आगतः.
Tathapi, still, although Krishna has all these faultless divine qualities, still, Tathapi, Ekanta Bhakteshu, Krishna is very dear and affectionate towards his Ekanta Bhaktas. Who are Ekanta Bhaktas? Completely dedicated devotees, completely surrendered devotees, like Bhishma, Ekanta Bhakteshu. Bhishma is basically describing himself as Ekanta Bhakta. Basically, he's expressing that I'm a devotee who is exclusively surrendered to Krishna. But he's expressing his surrender. Ekanta Bhakteshu. Pashya, see, Bhupa. Bhupa means the ruler of Hastinapur now. Who is that? Yudhishthir Maharaj. Yudhishthir, please see, Anukampitam, see the mercy of Krishna upon his Ekanta Bhakta. Yanme, he has come here, assumes Tyajataha Sakshat. When I'm about to leave my body, when I was about to give up my body, personally he came here to give me darshan. Krishno darshanamagataha. He came here to give me darshan. So you got it? So in the 21st shloka, Bhishma described various qualities of Krishna. How he is Advaya, Anahankrita, etc. He described various divine qualities of Krishna, his greatness. And in the 22nd shloka, he said that great Lord, although he is so great in 100 different ways, he came so mercifully to show mercy upon me when I'm leaving my body. Please understand the greatness of Bhishma. So Bhishma was about to give up his body and Krishna personally came to give him darshan along with the Pandavas, pure devotees, along with Narada Muni, Sukadev Goswami, Vyasadev, Dhaumya, Vishwamitra, Jamadagni, Parashuram, so many sages. Although Bhishma is an often misunderstood personality. Why he is misunderstood? Because people thought that this Bhishma is fighting on the side of Duryodhana. This Bhishma did not save Draupadi when she was crying for help. When Dushasana was pulling her sari, this Bhishma did not do anything to protect, although he has the capacity. Physically, he has the capacity. He could have slapped Duryodhana and he could have stopped it. He did not do that, right? So people had so many complaints on Bhishma. People had misunderstood Bhishma in 100 different ways. And on top of it, in the final Kurukshetra war, Bhishma had to fight on the side of Duryodhana. That created even deeper misunderstanding. Even till date, people ask these questions, right? Although Bhishma was misunderstood by everyone, or many people, not everyone, Krishna never misunderstood him. Krishna knows. Although Bhishma's body was on the side of Duryodhana, Bhishma's heart was always on the side of Krishna. As Aradhya said some time back, Bhishma intended to give that fighting pleasure to Krishna. Bhishma is in Virya Rasa. Krishna enjoys not only eating butter, he's also enjoying fighting. He plays kabaddi and wrestling with with who is that? The Gopas sometime. Just a minute. So he plays kabaddi or whatever other wrestling matches with the Gopas sometimes, and he also plays hide and seek with the Gopas. And when he comes to Mathura, he also fights with Kubalaya Pida, Chanura, Mushtika, Shala, Toshala, Kuta, Kamsa, all these people, Keshi. Although so many people tried to fight with Krishna, so many demons, and Krishna killed them, he was not satisfied with fighting, right? He wanted to fight with somebody, but he was not satisfied with the fighting pleasure offered by all these demons. So what did Krishna do? He fought with a devotee for 28 days. Then he was satisfied. Who is that devotee with whom Krishna fought for 28 days? Last question of today. Yes, Avyakt?
Was it Jambuvan?
You're right. Jambavan. Okay. So Krishna fought with so many people, but he was not satisfied. So then when he fought with Jambavan, he was completely satisfied. And after that, finally in Kurukshetra battle, Bhishma also gave him some happiness. Of course, Krishna did not directly fight with Bhishma, but he saw Bhishma fighting with his devotee. And Krishna is just witnessing the whole thing. So the Krishna's excitement to see fighting is fulfilled by Bhishma. Okay. So Bhishma, although he's misunderstood by so many people, Krishna always understood what is there in the heart of Bhishma. So now Bhishma is revealing his heart. So now at this moment, Bhishma stops glorifying Krishna, and Bhishma is going to offer his heartfelt prayers. Okay. So some more exciting prayers are coming up. So we will discuss them in the next session. So we have 2 sessions. We will be able to recite, and please be ready. I know a few kids here who are able to recite Bhishma's prayers nicely. So any questions or comments before we stop? Yes, Prabhu. Raivata Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you for the wonderful classroom. Prabhuji, in the early days when Bhishma Dev, forcefully abducts Ambika, Ambalika, Amba against their will, so out of the whole Bhishma Dev's episode, that part is something that I never understood, Prabhu. How do we see that, Prabhu? Because it is against the will of the woman. He forcefully brings them and gets them married.
It's basically a part of the manifest activities when a pure devotee appears on this planet, and when he puts himself in a situation where he's obliged to follow the instructions of some people who may not be pure devotees, right? So they may have to do some things which may bewilder, which may not exactly follow ordinary moral codes, right? So maybe Satyavati told him, or out of Kshatriya spirit, he has to do some things, right? A Kshatriya may just go and kidnap a princess. Okay, so sometimes it happens. So these are some things that happen in the material world which may not exactly fit into Vaishnava culture or our own devotee understanding, but it's a part of the activities, right? We may not exactly understand. At least I don't understand so much. I'm not good at Mahabharata. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Madhavananda Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat. Prabhuji, would there be any reason why Bhishma Dev initially said that the suffering of the Pandavas was due to time, and then after that, saying that it is the Lord's plan, rather than just directly saying it is the Lord's plan and not kind of confusing with the time factor?
Yes. That's why Bhagavatam is best understood when we read with the commentaries given by the Acharyas, whether Prabhupada or Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur and all. So karma is not the cause of devotee suffering. Kala is not the cause of devotee suffering. Daiva, Krishna's personal plan could cause the suffering of some devotees sometimes if Lord wants to give a lesson to the humanity. So, yes, he gave in stages. One reason that I can just identify here is he's presenting one possible reason and rejecting it. He's presenting another possible reason, rejecting it, right? And establishing the ultimate reason. So when we present in layers or stages or other possibilities apart from the only ultimate possibility, digestion becomes much easy. So that could be one reason. It is a deeper lesson here. Just like in the episode where Parikshit Maharaj was questioning Dharma, bull, who is the cause of your suffering? Dharma bull said, different people say different things, kala, karma, daiva, swabhava, all these are causes of suffering, but I cannot understand what is the cause of suffering. So by that, Dharma could have said, I don't know who is the cause of my suffering. Okay, but Dharma said, different philosophers say different things. Some say kala, some say karma, some say swabhava, some say daiva, but we are confused. So by saying this, Dharma identified multiple possibilities, multiple causes of suffering, so that we go a little deeper into this topic and we understand this more comprehensively. Okay, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu. Perfect.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. Avyut, you have a question?
Prabhuji, in one verse you mentioned that nobody is like Krishna, but in Vaikuntha, don't people take the form like Krishna?
They may take form like Krishna. Krishna is a Gopa in the spiritual world. In Goloka, there are many Gopas. And Krishna appears as four-handed Narayana or Vishnu. And there are so many Vishnu Dutas who also appear in that form. That is called Sarupya Mukti. Although their forms may be similar, the potency is not same. A Vishnu Duta is never equal to Vishnu. A Gopa is never equal to Krishna. They are also Gopas or Gopals. Okay. But original Gopala is different from other friends of Gopal. Okay. There's a difference in their potency and their pastimes and their caliber, qualities. Okay.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Hari, you have a question? Okay, fine. Thank you. Yes, Gaurangi.
Guruji, I had a question. Why does Lord Krishna, why does he give the credit to his devotees? Like, does he do that to glorify them?
Why is he eager to glorify them?
No, why does Krishna give the credit to his devotees? Like, does he do that to glorify them? Like, so.
Okay, why Krishna gives credit to his devotees, right? So, when Krishna sees humility in a devotee, he naturally feels like appreciating them and making others appreciate them. But when Krishna sees pride in his devotees, Krishna doesn't want others to glorify him, to increase his false pride. He will crush that pride. So Indra is a devotee of Krishna, right? But he became very proud because all the Brajavasis are worshipping Indra with so many pujas every year. There is a nice Indra Yajna that they are organizing. So Krishna saw that, oh, he is receiving so much worship and respect from Brajavasis. He is becoming very proud and puffed up. So let me stop this worship and let me humble him. But there are other devotees very humble. Madhavendra Puri is very humble, right? He doesn't want any glory or credit for himself. So Krishna, in the form of Gopinathji deity, personally stole Amrit Keli, Kheer for Madhavendra Puri and made him so famous. And he became famous as Kheerchar Gopinath, right? So basically the humility of a devotee inspires Krishna to give that devotee more credit and make him more famous, just like who orchestrated entire Samudra Manthan? It is Lord Vishnu. And he is the one who carried he's the one who gave the plan. He carried the Mandara mountain. You know the story, right? Churning of milk ocean. Samudra Manthan, Gaurangi. So he is the one who brought the Manthara mountain all the way to the milk ocean. He is the one who enabled and strengthened and empowered all the Devatas and Rakshasas and Vasuki serpent to churn. He became Kurma and balanced the mountain from bottom. So he did so many things as a part of Samudra Manthan Leela. But when it came to the stage where poison came out of Samudra Manthan, the Lord allowed Shiva to drink it. It's a very popular event. and the Lord gave the credit of drinking poison to our Shiva and made him so popular for all time to come. People will glorify Shiva as a great personality who saved everyone. So when the Lord sees humility, satisfaction, compassion, devotion in another devotee, the Lord becomes very eager to give him credit and glorify him. Okay, makes sense?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. We'll meet next week to discuss the actual prayers of Bhishma. Today is only a prelude, what he spoke to Yudhishthira Maharaj and what he spoke in glorification of Krishna, his expression of gratitude to Krishna, we have seen. So next week we'll start Itimati Rupakalpata with Krishna, the most exciting prayers. I know some children are very expert in singing these prayers, so we'll have that next week. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Thank you for the
Hare
class, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare